Well, it all depends on the pitching, right? Nick Shaw, Nashua South's ace, he needs to be on point. He needs to be able to keep the Pinkerton hitters off stride because this Astro team can hit. And Nashua South coming off their first win of the season, their pitching has been an issue for them. They've given up double-digit runs in a few of their games. They need to keep, yesterday they were able to keep Concord down to 5. They need to be able to get a good, strong, at least 5 innings out of Nick Shaw, the lefty. The last time we saw Nick Shaw, John Collins, he wasn't too good. He was on the mound against Exeter in last year's quarterfinal and didn't get out of the first inning. He is basically the same pitcher. You watch him warm up. He's kind of very deliberate, off stride, tries to keep you off balance. You're in for a treat, though, John. You're going to see Pinkerton's Jackson Marshall, the first baseman. Jackson Marshall, if you remember, and you did the game for NHFS, he was the guy who scored those 36 points for Pinkerton in the semifinal against Nashua North. The big kid.
The force in the middle.
The 6'9" kid.
Yeah.
The 6'9" kid's main sport is this one, baseball. So that's
if I remember
deal.
right, I think I called a baseball game with him where he hit a homer.
Last year, didn't he hit the home run to tie that game up against South after South taking the lead?
Both teams had a solo homer, and he hit the one for Pinkerton.
I think it was Jackson Marshall.
He's a threat to actually take it out of here anytime up.
And he's only a junior, too. So
that's something. He's definitely going to be scouted for baseball with that kind of
I think he's already
pop.
committed, but I'm not sure where. I think usually it's we're in a new age, John. They jump on these kids early.
Yeah. Well, Jackson Marshall's batting cleanup in this lineup, which is pretty impressive. I mean, he sounds like it might be an Aaron Judge type for Pinkerton, but he's batting 4th in this lineup, and it'll be Brendan Horn, the shortstop for Pinkerton, will draw leadoff duty here against Nick Shaw. So the right-handed hitting Brendan Horn against the left-handed throwing Nick Shaw.
And we're looking at the defending state champions.
Oh,
so,
how about that? Yeah.
This is a good, and they
got
loaded.
one loss, right?
Yeah,
so
they
opened
loaded
the season with a loss, and then they had all wins.
But we're early in the season. This is the end of the second week, just the second week of the season. So, Shaw is got the shirt sleeves out. He's not going to be cold.
First pitch swinging there. Brendan Horn chased one below the zone, takes that one high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, if you remember last year, what Exeter told me after they faced Shaw was they had faced him earlier. They were familiar with his delivery and with the way he pitched. And there's a good poke right
Horn
there.
Horn waits on it and drives it to the wall and left, right at the base of the boards, and he is into second easily with that leadoff speed. A double to begin the ball game for the Astros.
I'm telling you, if you're Shaw and John, if you're not able to keep these guys guessing and you're around the plate with no velocity, boom, right?
That nearly carried out of here. It was
the wind is blowing that way.
That was deep for a ball that it looked like he adjusted mid-pitch and really didn't get all of it.
That's
but
right.
It sure carried off the bat of Horn.
As I was saying last year, Exeter knew what they were in for because they had seen Shaw earlier, and they were practiced that way the day before that quarterfinal batting practice, hitting off speed. You don't have the luxury of doing that during a regular season in high school baseball, but it'll be interesting to see if Pinkerton times Shaw throughout the first 2 or 3 innings.
Here's another slow one. That catches the inside corner, and it's 0-2 quickly on Cole Yanako, the pitcher, batting in the second spot in the order, trying to drive home a run.
Son of Jay Yanako.
Yep.
Former Red Sox farmhand.
That's an easy stolen base even after the ground ball to shortstop, and a good strong throw across the diamond by South shortstop Hunter Ward.
Yeah, Ward with a great throw. And he was off balance. You saw him slide a little bit on his feet and still was able to make that throw. That's a good play.
Hit Isaiah Hedquist with a quality throw from the hole. Running on the play was Brendan Horn, so he made it to third easily. I think he would have stole third easily had Yanako not swung. So man at third, less than 2 out. The infield is drawn in for Jacob Albert, the center fielder for the Astros, with a great opportunity to drive home the game's first run. Left-handed batter facing the left-handed pitcher. You know, Albert's got to be a pretty good hitter to be batting third in the state defending title lineup. That's going to be playable in right field. Does he want to play it?
Oh. And you know what, John? Dropping that fly ball
saved the run.
Exactly.
It did.
It did. You have to give an error on that play because he dropped a fly ball in foul territory. You give an error on that play, but it's an error that they'll take. You saved a run because that would have been definitely a run on a sac fly. 1
ball, 1 strike. I got a question for you in a second. Ground ball sizzles. Great glove work by Ward to get that ball. It just definitely had a lot of spin on it off the mound, but it's a 1-0 lead for the Astros on the fielder's choice off of the bat of Jacob Albert, who survived. Actually, he would have got a sac fly had the ball been caught.
He would have, but he still gets the RBI.
He still gets the RBI.
And here comes Marshall.
And here's your big man, fills up that right-handed batter's box with home run power, and he rips it high and deep to left. Not enough, though.
No,
it's in the ballpark.
Got under it.
For Jake O'Connor.
We may see him put one out before the day is done, though, I think.
I don't think he ever takes a swing without looking to hit it out of wherever he is.
He's got a nice short, compact swing.
He does.
So what's your question, John Collins?
My question is, Tom, if you're the right fielder on that play and you run over there and you make it absolutely clear to everybody in the stadium that you are deliberately letting that ball fall in front of you so that the runner doesn't score from third, you still give him an error?
No, you don't give him an error at all. You didn't play the ball.
That's not even fair, though.
He doesn't touch the ball
because he didn't catch it in both instances.
He doesn't go to play the ball. You don't
both
give
of my
error.
scenarios, he doesn't catch the ball.
You mean he doesn't?
And in one you give him an error, and the other one you don't.
That's not an error, John. That's not a physical error.
Right.
Physical error is when you drop a fly ball. That's an error.
Okay.
If you go over there to try to play a ball and you lay up on it, just like in a bloop single to center field.
That's true. I get it.
You know, it's not an error.
I get it.
Never give an error on a play like that. Mental errors are different.
Yeah.
And that's not that's not an error.
I think if I was Aiden Stevens and that, I would have let it fall deliberately.
I don't know. I think that the instinct, John, takes over. You're going to go try to make the play for the out. I think that's the instinct.
Right, but it's like something that you can think about ahead of time as a corner outfielder.
John, high school baseball.
I know.
Come on.
Yeah. Hey, high school coaches can tell.
Come on, high school baseball. All right, kids are kids. They're not thinking like that out there. Believe me, I've seen a lot of high school games. I've seen a few games already this year where I'm wondering what is going on out there.
Yeah. Oh, I guess
it's not a sport.
I take it back if I'm playing right field.
It's not a sport where these kids are really. The mental part.
Yeah.
Of high school baseball is the part that drives coaches nuts. Because getting the kids there are maybe 2 or 3 kids on any high school baseball team that have that kind of baseball instinct. Why? Because they're year-round players. They live, eat, and breathe. That's their sport. Right. Some of these kids are playing baseball because that's the sport to play in the spring. It's not a sport that they're probably going to take with them to college or play all summer or anything like that.
Right. Leading off for the Panthers, Devin Sawyer, the second baseman, to be followed by Kosi Tanka, the center fielder, and Dean Adams, third baseman. Top of the order for the Panthers. Interesting, they got the pinstripe tops this season.
Yep.
I don't remember those from last year.
No, I don't remember them from last year either.
And Yanako starts off with a strike on the outside corner. His fastball there misses.
And North had bright teal uniforms in the game I did last week. I don't know what they wore today. I think Pete Johnson was here for part of it. Were they dressed in, I don't know if they were dressed in blue, dark blue, or if they were wearing their bright light blue teal type jerseys. And those are new too.
Pete says light or Columbia blue.
Yep, that's their
Carolina?
Yep.
Carolina.
Yeah, the Carolina blue. That's their new uniform.
Front door curve top to the third baseman. And across the diamond in time from Joshua Jones. Fielded it nicely on the grass and made the throw across to Jackson Marshall. 1 up, 1 down. kind of a slow developing pitch there that did jam Sawyer.
Yeah, but good speed by Sawyer, though. You see him
made it very close.
Yeah, made it a very, very close play.
And, of course, unlike the pros, as we were just talking about high school baseball, there's no video replay yet. Who knows? Maybe
there won't be.
After you're retired 10 years from now,
there won't be.
Technology is simple.
John, dollars. Dollars.
Just shutting me down, Tim. You know?
Dollars.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Bob Kraft stole my TV, Tom. Did you see that?
No.
On Twitter? This is the new Jumbotron that he put in?
No.
That thing is I think you could fit, I think it looks like it's 120 yards long.
They say they're going to have everything all set for the season coming up. It wasn't last year. There was,
Oh, yeah.
The whole area was a construction zone.
The crane put it in place, I think.
Yep. Oh, hey.
On Twitter.
No kidding. Yep.
Yeah. It is gigantic. I think it's the biggest one in professional sports
And
now.
you know what? Someone
Strike three called on the outside corner.
Someone
gets
will come
Tanka.
up with a bigger one.
They will.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably Jerry Jones next season.
Yep.
As they compare and compete. So to the third hitter now is Cole Yanako makes quick work of the top two hitters in the South batting order. Here's Dean Adams, third baseman, in the 3 spot. Looks at a strike over the outside corner. Good command there for Yanako.
He's got that command. Then this is a baseball kid. Cole is a good football player, but Cole is baseball. That's the baseball family.
Isaiah Hedquist is on deck if Dean can reach and become the first base runner for South. A little late on that one. It's 0-2. Yanako coming right down the middle, low in the zone. He's got that easy gas, great pitcher's body for Cole Yanako. And he misses that way inside. It hit Dean Adams on the thigh. Took it like a soldier, runs to first base, and South has their first base runner of the game, with Hedquist coming to the plate.
Saw a mini no-hitter on Wednesday here. Sam Franco for Bishop Girton. No-hit Alvern. 6-inning game. 10-run rule.
And there's a ground ball at Marshall Fields, and he knows where to go with it, and he pulls the shortstop off the base.
Yeah.
So fielder's choice, but it's going to be an error on Jackson Marshall.
Okay, so there's 2 questions I have on that. Well, there's 1 question I have on that play. One is, how the heck does a first baseman that tall be able to bend over and get the ball?
He's an agile athlete, man, at his size.
But he knows he made a mistake, with the throw, and that's an error. So
you just needed to break it down a little bit on the throw to get himself under control a little bit and throw to shortstop. It's easy to say.
Well, I think the thing is you're worried about where the runner is, right?
Yes, you are.
So you're trying to target the throw, and when you aim the throw like that, it's going to sail.
Just pulled Brendan Horn off the bag at short, at second, and the base umpire was right on top of the play. So that extends the inning for the Panthers. A hit by pitch and a fielder's choice error.
It brings up O'Connor, Jake O'Connor.
Yes, left fielder.
Got some room out there in left center.
Off the end of the bat, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If you're Nashua South, you just
they played
got
shallow.
They are. South played shallow too, and it hurt, and it cost them on that double.
Yeah, get over there quickly.
You got 2 gifts from Pinkerton. You got a hit by pitch and a fielding error. You got to take advantage of this.
The good news for Yanako is because of his command early, he didn't walk anybody, so that would have been a problem. But now he's got 2 outs, a 2-out jam here, as he misses way outside to O'Connor. Should be 2-2 at count, I think. Line drive down the right field line. That could be trouble. Slicing foul, and it is out of the reach of the right field. That sliced a lot after it went down the line.
Yeah, that had a little tail to it that we can't tell from our angle. But at first, when it get off the bat, you thought, okay, that's going to go inside the line just before the bullpen, and he's not going to be able to get to it. Unfortunately, it had a lot of tail to it and landed just in the bullpen, and he wasn't able to get there.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
I still say a shot to left center field is his.
Oh, big gap.
Is that the gap? That's what he's got to go for. Yanako's staying away from O'Connor, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And he's now at 3-2.
Full count. The runners will be moving with the pitch.
Right. And the on-deck hitter is Caleb Rich, the catcher.
Good stop on that last pitch by Elijah Sharp, the catcher. The 3-2 pitch on the way, fouled off the top of the netting. We'll do it again.
Made me flinch.
I bet, because it was labeled for the Tom King Memorial box.
I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet, John. Close, but I'm not dead yet.
I just like to do that at least once a season. He has to remind me he's still kicking. Yes, first game, first inning.
Right.
The 3-2, ground ball toward the second baseman. Fairly routine play for Lorenzo Corsetto.
Tough opportunity wasted by Nashua South. That's too bad.
And Yanako gets credit for walking nobody even after a 3-ball count there on O'Connor. So we go to the top of the second inning, a 1-0 Pinkerton lead.
All right, John Collins, down I go to do the photo thing, and I'll be back up. So I'm going to miss the tunes of. We should have
PDP.
DJ PD play the tunes in between
innings.
Yeah, I think so. I think that works. You know.
I guess so, because we don't have him in the stadium. It's not a Silver Knights game. It's up to the Grand Master himself if he wants to do that. But we're here on a Saturday, April 22nd of 2023. If you're watching on this Saturday, it is live as Nick Shaw tosses his warm-up pitches to Caleb Rich in between innings. 7-inning contest in high school baseball, of course. We've yet to see the game's first hit as Pinkerton was able to score. No, it was a double up. Sorry, by South doesn't have a hit. They had 2 runners on base without a hit, but it was a ringing double off of the outfield wall by Brendan Horn to start off the ball game for Pinkerton, and he scored the first run courtesy of a fielder's choice. So Pinkerton nursing the 1-0 lead, trying to add to it as they come to the plate here in the second inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up: Lorenzo Corsetto, Matthew Barbuto, and Elijah Sharp. Right-handed heavy hitting lineup for Pinkerton against the lefty Nick Shaw, who gets a visit from Dean Adams, his third baseman, in between innings here, and they seem to be looking toward the dugout, and also the umpire wants to get a bucket out of play before we can resume action. It's like a water bucket, Gatorade bucket over there in front of the dugout. Didn't check the game time temperature, but I feel like it's like about 50. High to left and deep, and a run back there for Jake O'Connor, and a catch made. Great running catch deep to his left. Both teams playing shallow in the outfield, and giving that one a ride was Lorenzo Corsetto. But he was almost at second base when that was caught. That had some good height to it and depth, but it is the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 pitch, and 1 down. Matthew Barbuto is DHing in this one for the left fielder Cole Archer, and he's first pitch swinging as well. These Astros need no coaching on being aggressive on the first pitch. The double by Horn came deeper in the count, but he also swung at the first pitch of the ball game. Inside out swing, that's going to find grass and right. An opposite field single for Barbuto, and he is a base runner. Second hit of the game for the Astros with 1 out. That'll bring up the Astros catcher Elijah Sharp, also a right-handed hitter. .311 down the right field line here at Holman, and .307 to the famous bricks in left. Very modest lead at first. Popped in the air, maybe playable for Caleb Rich. Nope, it's in the second row. Over the netting, and it goes as strike 1. on Elijah Sharp. Also first pitch swinging. 0-1 is the count on the Pinkerton catcher. Astros with high hopes to repeat their Division I baseball championship. South hoping for a possible inning-ending double play here. And that one is a changeup at the knees, strike 2. Certainly, Sharp had a good long look at that pitch. The 0-2 on the way. That one's in the dirt inside. Going with the soft stuff, trying to hit the corners. Nick Shaw working with 1 out and 1 on in a 1-0 game. Astros trying to add to their lead here in the second inning. Throw over to first. Easily back to the bag as Barbuto's got the shortest of leads over there. That, you know, it's one of those I don't trust lefties leads. The 1-2 pitch way outside. Almost like a pitch out there to Rich. Caleb gets to the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is one where base runner might go on the first move here. Tomahawk through the hole into left field. So that's the play where you have the shortstop, Hunter Ward, kind of cheating over toward the second base bag. Double play depth, double play position, and giving up maybe a little bit more of the hole that he'd want to on a soft throwing left-hander to a pull hitting right-hander. So it was a pretty big hole over there, and Elijah Sharp took full advantage. First and second, pair of singles here after one was out in the second inning. And an RBI opportunity for Joshua Jones, another right-handed hitter, third baseman for the Astros. Thought about it on the first pitch, but that's in the dirt. On the inside part of the batter's box, 1 ball and no strikes. Nick Shaw featuring the off-speed so much, it's the fastball that acts as the changeup. That one's misses up high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. In the driver's seat here is Joshua Jones. Can look for a pitch to drive and add to the Astros lead, perhaps. Here's the 2-0 from Shaw. And loading up, but it was even slower than he anticipated, apparently. Jones way out in front of that. Cues a foul to the on-deck circle. Nearly had a swinging bunt on that. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Strike at the top of the zone. That ball had some break on it so that it started somewhere around Joshua Jones' neck or shoulders and broke down to the top of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's off the end of the bat as well. Jones just struggling to stay back on the pitch and not be out in front of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Nick Shaw living dangerously high in the zone, misses up high there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is almost a cerebral battle here between Shaw and Jones. Not a power pitcher by any stretch, Shaw. And it's a, excuse me, bunt to the right side, and winning the foot race is Hedquist. That acts as a 2-out sacrifice, or a sacrifice with 1 out, I should say. And to second and third go the Pinkerton base runners as Jones is out. Isaiah Hedquist picking up the grounder unassisted and racing to the bag. So, in fact, Jones was undecided about whether that breaking ball would make it into the strike zone, and he hesitated, checked his swing, and grounded out. So, chance to get out of the jam here against the number 9 hitter Shaw to Leo Boucher, right fielder, batting for the first time as Pinkerton has gone through the lineup here in 2 innings. They have the leadoff batter Horn on deck, and that's fouled back. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Clearly, Brendan Horn on deck, a threat that Nick Shaw would rather not face. He's going to try to get his best to get Leo Boucher here for the third out of the inning. That one misses low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. First base is empty, but clearly Shaw wants this batter here. He's not pitching around Boucher in the 9 spot. That's a great spot to throw it, right on the inside corner with the fastball from Shaw. Caught Boucher by surprise. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if he tries that again. Maybe even another inch in off the plate. He leaves it in the inside corner, and that is a sky job foul to the left of the pole. As a soft thrower, Nick Shaw must hit his spots, and he did there. He kept it in off the plate. If he left that one over the inner third, it could have potentially been a 3-run homer from the 9 spot. We'll see what happens here on the 2-2. And he gets him out in front, and he swings and foul tips it into the mitt for strike 3. Nick Shaw wriggles his way out of a jam in the 2nd inning. After 2 consecutive hits, an excuse me bunt, and a strikeout, first strikeout of the game for Shaw, and he gets out of it. No runs scored for the Astros, and an opportunity for the Panthers to tie as they come to the plate in the bottom of the 2nd inning. To the bottom of the 2nd inning we go here at historic Holman Stadium. High school baseball all day long here in Nashua. Salem and North did battle in the 9 a.m. game here on a Saturday, April 22nd of 2023. And in that game, North defeated the Blue Devils 3-2. A game that was scoreless till the 5th. A good one to start things off today. Here's game 2. It's South hosting Pinkerton. Pinkerton up 1-0 as South sends their 6, 7, 8 batters to the plate in the bottom of the 2nd. Caleb Rich fouling it off his fists off the netting behind home plate, trying to get on board. South had 2 base runners in the 1st inning thanks to a hit by pitch and an error, looking for their first hit as a team. Bishop Girton plays here tonight at 7 o'clock against Londonderry. Oh, no, excuse me, that's Dover. Dover's coming in tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caleb Rich facing Cole Yanako, and that is on the outside corner, strike 3. Yanako couldn't throw it better than that as he shaves it off the outside corner around knee high. And Rich is out. 2nd strikeout for Yanako. Hunter Ward, shortstop, flashing some leather in the 1st inning. Made a couple of nice plays, one in the hole and one up the middle off the mound. Neither one was an easy play. Thanks to him, it's still only a 1-0 deficit as he swings and misses at the first one. That's a breaking ball, strike 2. Yanako has had good command of all of his pitches early in this one. So trying to protect here on 0-2 is Hunter Ward as Cole Yanako regathers himself, and Ward steps out and steps back in. No pitch clock, of course, in high school baseball either. Swung on and missed. Not wasting a pitch on 0-2, as they say. Yanako threw his best fastball over the inner third and just beat Ward to the mitt. Strike three, 3-pitch strikeout. So 3rd strikeout of the game so far for Yanako. Nick Shaw's up there now. I saw him exchange, take the bat out of the hands of Hunter Ward, using the same bat that Hunter just used. As Nick Shaw, the pitcher, batting for himself. No DH for South in this game so far. Strike called, 0-2. Yanako, is he going for the, what do you call the immaculate inning? 9 strikes. That's strike 3, and that is a little bit extreme. That's an immaculate, I want to say, if that's your conception of the strike zone, that was a wide strike for a strike 3 call. So he strikes out the side. Was there a ball in that inning? Do you know? I'm asking the official score. There was a couple. Okay, so an immaculate inning is when a pitcher strikes out 3 batters and only throws 9 pitches. Yanako flirted with it there. He definitely struck out all 3 batters, 2 looking, and he's got 4 in the game so far. I know they say when a pitcher is all over the strike zone, they start to get the benefit of calls. Greg Maddux, Hall of Famer for the Atlanta Braves, was famous for that. But another thing, dollars, right? They're now going to go with the robo strike zone ever, you think, at high school level? Maybe not. I don't know. It's 100 years is a long time from now, so who knows? You know, they might build home plates with built-in technology that has a robo strike zone. I mean, if Steve Jobs can build the iPhone, or the Apple phone, whatever, the glass on the phone, I mean, I think they can build a robo plate someday. So Nick Shaw, a miracle worker in that last inning to get out of that jam, will have to face the iron here in the 3rd inning, the top of the order, starting with Brendan Horn, the Pinkerton shortstop, who hit a ball about 350 feet straightaway left his first time up for a double off the base of the boards here at Holman. And he scored on a fielder's choice later in the inning by Jacob Albert, the 3-hitter. So it's a 1-0 game. Be interesting to see what Shaw tries to throw to Horn here. Roundhouse curve hits the outside corner, strike 1. Nick might have liked that strike call that Yanako got. See if he can get anything out there, as that's where Rich sets up. Reaching out and skying it to shallow left is Ward, calling for it. Nicely done by Hunter Ward, the shortstop for South. Gets Horn to fly out, the shortstop for Pinkerton. Good job of running to the spot by Ward on that pop-up. 1 up, 1 down. Both pitchers with an economy of pitches, getting batters to swing early in the count and staying away from walks. There was 1 hit by pitch. Yanako hit Dean Adams, who was stranded at second. 0-1 to Cole Yanako. Big swing and foul tips it. 0-2. That was probably not a strike, as it drifted below the knees there late. Pitcher like Nick Shaw would love to throw all of his pitches right there. Die out just before they get to the strike zone. There's a swing and bunt off the end. Shaw fielding his position. Nicely done. Didn't rush it. Shifted his body around, so as a left-handed thrower, he could just come up and toss a dart to Isaiah Hedquist to get the hustling Cole Yanako. So Cole 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. And with 2 quick outs at the top of the order, Jacob Albert is up there, the 3-hitter for Pinkerton, who's got the game's RBI. Lefty on lefty here. Fists one to center, base hit all the way. A 2-out single for the Astros. So Jake Albert in the 3 spot for the Astros with a pair of productive at-bats. RBI ground out and now a 2-out single to get on base for Jackson Marshall. Big sluggers like this that can drive home runs. Love to bat with runners on base rather than leading off, so sure he's happy with his teammates coming through there with 2 outs. Pitch ripped to left. That's a base hit with some good exit velocity on that one. Nice job by Jake O'Connor, the south left fielder, to get over there and cut that off with speed of Brendan Horn, who stops at second. He could have easily scored had that one gone down the line, say to the wall in doubles territory. Grass gripped that pretty well on the line shot by Jackson Marshall. So first and second with 2 out, and here is Lorenzo Corsetto, the second baseman, who flied out pretty deep to left field his first time up. Big difference in size between these 4 and 5 hitters in the Pinkerton lineup, Jackson Marshall and Lorenzo Corsetto, yet Corsetto showed that he can hit the ball at least to the track if he gets a hold of one. That's a strike on the outside corner. Nick Shaw working it in, working it out, and he's 1 pitch away from getting out of another jam here in the 3rd inning. Fisted foul. Might have been drifting in off the plate, but Lorenzo not taking any chances, fouls it off. And it's off the end of the bat. It's going to find the outfield grass. That's going to plate at least one. A bobble. Thinking about going to second is Lorenzo Corsetto. He comes through, 2-out single. It's a 2-0 Astros lead. As once that got over the head of Devin Sawyer at second, he had no chance on that. Perfectly placed. Off the end of the bat, single by Corsetto. Horn was going to score easily. Jackson Marshall thumps his way over to third base. So he's 90 feet away with 2 outs. And here is Matt Barbuto, the designated hitter for the Astros. The runner at first is off with the pitch. Fake throw to second. Caleb Rich holds onto it. And a stolen base for Corsetto. So he's in scoring position as well. After the RBI single, second and third, 2 out. The 0-1 pitch to Barbuto misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shaw induced a pop-up to the shortstop from Horn, working that outside corner. Let's see, tries to get the DH that way. He left one in the hitting zone there. Big hack by Barbuto, but he fouls it straight back. Probably would like to have that one back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if Shaw stays away from that spot on this pitch. Comes back there, and it's a inside-out swing. Tough play. Devin Sawyer to his knees. Makes the play and saves 2 runs. Devin Sawyer with a defensive gem. Sliding to the turf in shallow right field, a difficult catch to make, and then to have to make a perfect throw from his knees just to barely nip Barbuto. What a play here in the 3rd inning for the Panthers. Terrific. It is a 2-0 lead. Pinkerton does get 1. South on the comeback trail as we resume coming up bottom of the 3rd on the way. To the bottom of the third we go. South trailing Pinkerton 2-0. Would have been 4-0 Pinkerton were not for a terrific defensive play by second baseman Devin Sawyer to get the final out in the top of the third. 2 runners were going to easily score on that slow hit ground ball. Somehow Sawyer got to it and threw out the batter from his knees. 0-2 is the count. Lead hitter here in the third inning is Aiden Stevens in the 9 spot. Yanako retiring 6 of the first 8 batters through 2. Off the end of the bat, Yanako got some nice outside corner and outside corner calls for strikes in that second inning. Let's see if he goes back there with the fastball here to the 9-hitter Aiden Stevens, or he might just throw it down the middle. He's got that kind of velocity. The 1-2 misses high. He did try to blow it by him. Good take by Aiden. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He'd love to get on base here for the top of the order. Devin Sawyer is on deck. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Yanako goes to the fastball, and that is 4 strikeouts in a row for the big Pinkerton right-hander. He's got 5 in the game. And back to the top of the order, Devin, who grounded out to third his first time up, batting for the second time. Leadoff batter in the order for the Panthers. Looks at a high fastball. Ball 1. Straight away at all positions are the Astros. Strike called. Just above the waist on the outside corner. Continuing to feature good velocity with that fastball and good command too. Cole Yanako. The 1-1. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. The day of baseball here at Holman. North beat Salem 3-2 in the opening game. South playing this one, and there's a 7 p.m. game tonight. Bishop Gurdon, chin music there up and in. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. A rare 3-ball count for Yanako. BG taking on Dover. BG's undefeated. They're off to a great start. Boys baseball team 4-0. Hit to right. Will it hang up there? Base hit in front of Cole Archer, and a 1-out single for Devin Sawyer. So he's aboard for Kosi Tanka. Maybe I got a written lineup before the game, and I'm questioning my reinterpretation of the handwriting there. His first game of the baseball season. Yanako firing that one high in the strike zone, maybe just above it, and it's 0-1 the count. Devin Sawyer, modest lead at first. He does have base stealer speed, stays put, and swinging through that. It's tough to steal on a pitcher that isn't really that long to the plate and throws as hard as Yanako does. It gives the catcher, gives the advantage back to the catcher for caught stealings. That one's inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Might have moves the batter off the plate inside. Maybe he tries to go outside. Let's see. A little bit bigger of a lead. Then he goes. Sawyer, that's off the plate ball, and he steals it. Almost overslid the bag there. Great job by Devin Sawyer, who's having a game. That great defensive play, base hit now here in the third inning, and steals second. The 2-2 pitch is on the way to Tanka. Low. Good take. Tough to take. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Dean Adams. South's 3-hitter would love a chance with 2 on. Fouled over our left shoulder. And we'll do the 3-2 pitch, the payoff pitch again. Yanako has yet to walk anybody. Despite having 5 strikeouts and throwing extremely hard, he's had great command. Few 3-ball counts. The pitch, sky to left. It's a long run for Archer, but he gets there and he puts it away for out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. So Dean Adams with an RBI opportunity with Sawyer at second base. Got hit on the thigh with a fastball his first time up and was stranded at second later in the inning. Big swing and a foul tip into the mid. Dean was on that fastball. He just missed it. 0-1. Certainly has the power to drive it over these outfielders who are playing shallow for the Astros. And that clips his uniform on the way to the catcher. Dean Adams has been hit by a pitch twice in this game. That one probably didn't hurt near as much as the first one. So again on base with 2 outs is Dean, and Isaiah Hedquist reached on a fielder's choice error by the first baseman his first time up. Strike called on the outside edge. Good fastball, good command there by Yanako to get ahead in the count. 0-1. If Isaiah was looking to pull an inside pitch, he didn't get it. They're setting up out there again. The 0-1 pitch on the way, took a lot off it. It missed just below the zone. Looked like it might have been a slider perhaps from Yanako. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sawyer leading off of second base and Adams off of first. Big swing and a miss. He just challenged him with that fastball there. And Isaiah a bit late with the swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All kinds of options now for Yanako, and timeout called by the batter, Isaiah Hedquist. A big at-bat here, big pitch forthcoming. South trying to nibble away, at least get maybe 1 here, trailing 2-0 in the 3rd inning. Now Yanako backs off the rubber and resets. The 1-2 pitch. Fisted foul. Good job of fighting that off by Isaiah Hedquist. That was really close to an inside corner strike. And good velocity there by Yanako. He's not been wasting pitches with 2 strikes. There's a roundhouse curve. It's hammered deep to left. It's going to get over the left fielder's head, and it bounces off the wall, stays in the park, which means it's a chance for a tie. They're going to wave the trail runner. No throw. It's a tie game. Huge hit by Isaiah Hedquist, who somehow stayed back on a curveball against a fastball pitcher and drove it on 1 hop off the bricks and left, and it's a 2-2 game. What a big, big clutch hit by Isaiah Hedquist off a really good pitcher. And it's a 2-2 game and a chance for the Panthers to take a lead now with Jake O'Connor up there, 2 outs. Jake had an RBI opportunity his first time up, but grounded out to second. Fouls it. It looked like he hit himself. Tough play for the pitcher. Yanako's going to make it, though. It was apparently a fair ball and a fairly hit ball. Thought it might have hit the front leg of O'Connor, but he is thrown out. Nice play by third baseman Joshua Jones. So we go to the top of the 4th, and it's a brand new ball game, all tied at 2. To the top of the fourth we go in a 2-2 game, and it's a good one here on a chilly Saturday at Holman Stadium, early in a 19-game season, as the Pinkerton Astros jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and then a big hit, that may be the hit of the game. We'll see how this plays out by Isaiah Hedquist with 2 outs. He hits it off the left field wall, Tom, and the big deal, of course, was that it stayed in the park. I mean, it wasn't a ground rule double.
I thought it was going to carry.
Yeah.
Big deal that it wasn't a ground rule double, allowed 2 runs to score.
Hammered,
Ooh.
and that's too hot to handle at third for Adams. It's a base hit. I'd score it for.
But Cole Yanako made a classic mistake. Hedquist was not on the fastball, barely able to stay alive with it.
I got to agree with you on that.
And he took something off the pitch and left it up instead of just trying to blow that fastball by him.
That said, against the fastball pitcher, what Hedquist did to be able to make contact and not be ahead of it was pretty good. But you're right. It was a gift.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know?
Sacrifice and good
Barely.
job by Shaw to get off the mound and barely get that bunter there,
But-
Joshua Jones.
But that was a mistake. Not only a mistake in the pitch, but I thought a mistake in the pitch call.
Yes,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah, no doubt
Should have
about
stuck
it.
with the fastball. He could have went on the outside corner.
Yeah.
You saw the calls he was getting early in the game.
Yeah.
Fastball on the outside corner have been tough to hit, especially in that count, 1 and 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
It was 2 strikes.
Oh yeah,
He hadn't.
he had him in
I
where he
mean,
wanted
he
him.
threw a fastball 2 pitches earlier. One was fouled off.
Oh.
But the pitch before that,
Right
the ball
by
was in
him.
the catcher's glove
It
before he
was.
swung.
No question.
You know, and so that tells me, okay, just he's not on it. Keep throwing it.
Popped, and that's
Instead-
going to get out of play.
Instead, he tried to take something off
Yeah.
it and also left it up around
Yeah.
the letters, and it was right in Hedquist's wheelhouse,
And
he just
that's
cranked
a
it.
2-run swing in this game,
Yes,
Tom.
it is.
And you know what the other 2-run play was?
Yeah.
Devin Sawyer at second base. He went to the hole to make that play. That was
The play in shallow
Right.
in shallow right field, the big play to get the runner at first base on the slide. Yes,
With 2
exactly.
outs.
Yep, big play.
the trail runner at second base was about to score on that.
Yep.
He was hustling, and that would have been a 2-run infield hit for the Astros. Instead, Devin Sawyer with an absolute gem. And he's having a great game. That play and then a base hit and a stolen base and a run scored.
Stolen base was big.
Yep. Swung on and missed, and Shaw, as they say, with the smoke in the mirrors, is getting it done at this point.
Well, he's keeping he's keeping things down. They're going to hit him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, last inning they timed him. The middle of the order is what he's got to worry about because the middle of the order has hit him a little bit harder. They've got 4 hits in the middle of the order.
Here's the top of the order. Brendan Horn, who doubled off the base of the wall
to
his
lead off
first
the game.
time up.
To lead off the game.
He's a tough out. He got him to pop up to shallow left to the shortstop.
Right, shortstop.
So this is a big at-bat right here
With the runner in scoring position, the go-ahead run.
in a tie game. Hard and high to center, but very playable for Kositaka, and he makes the catch. And so Shaw, again, effective. 2-2, getting the top of the order hitter, Brendan Horn, to pop up a couple of times after.
Well, very big.
double.
Gives up the hard single past third. And
Yeah.
you're thinking, here we go. Pinkerton's going to be swinging the bats. They're going to be coming out. Then they decide to do the sacrifice. The one thing about the Astros, if you notice, John, and I, of course, as a photographer down at third base, I noticed it. They don't steal. They don't run. They don't,
is that respect for Caleb Rich?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not running, and it seems to me that they probably could have.
It's the lefty, maybe?
Maybe the lefty is Shaw. Yeah,
I noticed
think so.
the leads were minuscule.
Very, very small. There was one
Yeah.
big lead, and I thought Campo would have one of these guys go. But he didn't do it.
The only attempted steal was Brendan Horn after his double to start the game. He had third base stolen, but there was a ground ball hit.
Well, there was one steal with with the runner at first and third, and South basically gave him the base.
Right.
So rather with Marshall at third base, rather than have, force a rundown somewhere and have to make a play, they gave him the base and trusted Shaw to get his way out of it, and he did.
So we got a ball game here. Cole Yanako pitching
this is good,
well.
Huh?
But
this
yeah.
is good. I mean, we had a good game between these two teams last year. It was a classic game. Let's hope we can get another one like that.
Now, the question is, can the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters do better than the last time, Tom? This was a part of the lineup where you got 4 straight strikeouts.
You've got a pitcher on the mound in Yanako who has got that fastball working. And we
is it a change of pitchers?
No, is this still Cole? No, it's not. Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Let's see.
He had a different delivery.
Let's see.
Dante was pointing out to me just now this change of pitchers.
Okay.
And it is a change, yeah. I would imagine they keep Yanako's bat in the game.
Well, Yanako's a catcher by trade. That's his position. That's where Merrimack College has recruited him for.
Oh, so he's behind the dish.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he is or not.
The player behind the dish's number is obscured by
the equipment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the pitcher's number.
He's got to turn around after the throw to second base. We'll see. Oh, there's. He's taller than Yanako.
Shorter hair, Tim says.
Yeah.
So it's going to be number 14. And let's go to our roster. For Pinkerton, Jacob Adrian, who started the game. I think he was in. Was he in the field? No.
Well, coming in to pitch.
So Jacob Adrian facing Caleb Rich, who fouls off the first one. So Cole Yanako did go
4 innings.
Oh, he went through the
3.
3, yeah. 3. And it's chilly today. I don't know. Just maybe they decided he wasn't going to be going 4. Ground ball sharply wrapped off the chest of the shortstop. Recovers in time with the strong arm to avoid the error.
You got to get to first base on that, right? You really do. It's off the chest of the shortstop. Anytime there's not a clean play like that, you got to get there.
Yeah, Caleb Rich with that catcher speed, I guess.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
And Brendan Horn with that cannon. And you're right, Tom. Most of the time, if you're a shortstop and the ball hits you in the chest, you're not going to make
at high
the
school,
play.
at the high school level. I mean, but good recovery at short.
Yeah, it was. Thing was, he did field it near the edge of the grass, so he had that going for him too to shorten the throw. And barely gets the hustling Caleb Rich at first base. 2 balls and no strikes as Jacob Adrian coming into the game in relief of Cole Yanako. Also a right-handed pitcher. Does seem to feature the fastball a lot. Foul straight back.
Got it in on him. Good pitch. Kind of handcuffed him.
Hunter Ward struck out his first time up.
A little bit. Not as much velocity, maybe. You might be able to bunt a little bit. If I'm South, I'm starting to, and the bottom of the order is not hitting, I'm starting to lay down some bunts and make the Astros field.
I'll tell you what, he's got close to the same velocity, but I think the situation is different in that you really didn't know what Yanako was going to pitch. It looks like Jacob Adrian is almost exclusively fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's hit to left, and it's going to get over the head of the left fielder.
Doesn't need to bunt there, does he?
No. Nice stroke by Hunter Ward, and he's on second with 1 out with the double.
Well, Ward gets a pitch that wasn't quite as fast as some of the others, and he just gets it right over the plate.
Yeah.
Nice short swing, and nails it.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was the fastball, but he was just all over it. It wasn't
just
overpowering.
Just completely on it.
Yeah, and you know what? We've been remarking on how shallow the Pinkerton outfield has been playing. It's burned him a few times in this game. The pitch to Nick Shaw also struck out his first time up. I think he was the batter that the ball was a smidge off the plate. outside.
Well,
And,
you've got an opportunity
yeah.
here at second base with one out. You've got to take advantage of it against this Astro team.
The 1-0.
Because
That's a strike on
you
the
know
outside.
with that lineup, they are going to come back at you.
Yeah.
Good pitch by Adrian.
Yeah, certainly Hunter Ward looked like he was sitting fastball on that
Yeah.
well-hit double to left. Represents the go-ahead run at second base. The pitch ripped to the third baseman and snags and throws to second, and he gets him.
Got him.
What a play by Joshua Jones. And a strike to Lorenzo Corsetto covering second. And you really almost can't fault Hunter Ward. That was a bang-bang play.
Well, I got a little story for you about Joshua Jones, John Collins.
Really?
Yes, I do. I was down there, and his mother's right over there, sitting right at third base.
Is that her in the red?
That's her in the red. Yep, she just took a picture.
Did she get that, kid?
I wonder if she got it.
Wow.
She's got a little.
You know what? By her body language, I think she snagged that photo.
She's got a small. It's not a
video,
it's like a phone camera. I think I'm not
Wow.
sure, or some type of a small camera.
She was in perfect position
She
for
was.
that if she
She
got the
was.
double play.
But Joshua Jones Campo laid into him his first at bat because he kept checking his swing against Shaw.
Oh, the coach?
Yeah. And checked his swing into a ground out to end an inning.
It was a 3-2 pitch.
And he laced into him, and he said, "Look, you know, do I have to pinch hit for you?"
Oh.
You know, and right in front of him, and the mother's right there. You know,
yeah.
Campo went right at him, and his mother goes. He goes, "You think that's bad? Wait till you see what we say to him when he gets home."
Oh.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Tough crowd.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah.
I know it, you know, but I'm sure she's happy for her son with that play. But that was a nice snag and a great defensive play by Jones.
That was.
To end the inning.
That was
there's
at
nothing
the
you
top
can do
of
about
his
it.
leap. It was the top of his leap, and I think he got in the webbing on top of that. Perfectly timed
Nothing
jump.
you can do about that. I mean, if you're Nick Shaw, you just have to tip your cap because Shaw went down and got that pitch.
Oh, he did.
And a nice short stroke.
Yeah.
And what are you, 3 inches away from a possible double and a run?
Exactly.
You know, and
yeah.
that's the way it is.
He would have traded places with Hunter Ward at second base,
and it would have been a 3-2 game.
Joshua Jones had other ideas.
No kidding.
So to the top of the fifth we go, and a pretty, well, I won't say it.
Pretty
Don't
good
say
game.
it. Yeah, I mean, I was going to refer to pace, but
No,
here we go.
Don't say that.
It's tied, so that's that's always a threat. Tie games in baseball.
But talking to Jeff Kleiner, he said the play around the state has just been horrendous.
Oh, it has.
Quality of play. He said that.
This game might be making up for that.
He said in Division 4,
Uh-huh.
there were, I forget how many games he said yesterday in Division 4, and 10 of them, a good majority, I think it was double figures or a good majority of them went to the 10-run rule.
Wow.
So
yeah.
It's just tough. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're early in the season, you're not outside, you haven't been outside that long playing, doing much. You can do stuff in the gym, but it's just never the same.
Right.
So.
The 0-2 misses outside. Nick Shaw working on Aiden Stevens.
I mean, I did a North game, a week and a half ago that was over 3 hours because no one could catch a pop fly on either side against Goffstown. It was just brutal.
Oh.
And it was final score, I think it was 17-9.
I misspoke. This is Lorenzo Corsetto that's batting right now for the Astros.
Straight up.
Kolyanako, 16.
Yeah.
Straight up the silo, and a nice catch in left field made by Jake O'Connor. Let's track there for a second. So, sorry, Yanako flies out. Leading off here in the fifth inning. Good job by Shaw keeping these batters off balance.
Yeah, Yanako got under it, hit it a mile high.
So Jake Albert, who I think may be the only left-handed batter in the Pinkerton Astro lineup, has had 2 productive at-bats, an RBI ground out, but this is an easy pop for Hedquist. 2 outs.
Now, in the North game, for Goffstown or North, that was an adventure.
Yeah?
Play like that. It was just, just hadn't, a case of kids that hadn't been outside, to field.
The big guy, Jackson Marshall steps into the batter's box.
Much different now, I'm sure. North has played a couple 3-2 games and a much better baseball. But
yeah.
But your early season baseball, early season high school baseball sometimes is not good. And it's funny, we're in April 22, but we are only in the second
The 1-0
week.
ripped into the hole,
Ooh.
base hit. Nice diving try by Dean Adams, but
well, it wasn't much effort on
Yeah.
Marshall to hit that ball, was it?
you know what? He went out of the strike zone to
Yeah,
hit
he
that.
did.
It was below his knees, but
Yep.
he's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3
Yep.
with a fly out to
Not
left.
committed anywhere yet. From what I
No,
understand.
huh?
No, that's what they
Okay.
say down there. So not nowhere yet.
So here's Lorenzo Corsetto, who has gone 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. Yeah, I noticed the difference in size between the 4-5 hitters here in the Pinkerton lineup, Tom, but that flyout that Corsetto hit earlier in the game, that went pretty deep to left. It was a great running catch by Jake O'Connor.
It was standing to lead off the second inning.
So don't be fooled by Corsetto. He can reach.
No, these
he can hit
Pinkerton
over your
kids-
heads.
How many swings and misses do you see?
Very few.
Right. They put the bat on the ball. Of course, they're also, going against a guy who thrives on contact
Yeah.
with Shaw because Shaw's, lack of velocity, his location is his big deal.
A 1-1.
And
Foul tip.
his
Location
idea,
is great there.
His idea is to get you off balance
Yep.
to where you take a few strikes or strike threes, but otherwise you're off stride when you swing and you put the ball in play for his defense.
And the thing about Shaw, so a lot of his pitches are so tantalizing for the first 40 feet, 45
And
feet.
then it dives.
And then it dives to a spot just off the plate or off the strike zone where you really can't get a hold of it. And that's his whole game
what
plan.
you do with Shaw is you take him the other way.
If you can, yes. Swung on and missed. The rare swung on and missed in this game, and a third strikeout
he's
in the
putting
game
on
for
a little
Shaw.
bit of a
He
show.
is.
Yes, we get a game here. It's 2-2 after 4.5.
Yeah, same thing as what happened in the earlier game with North and Salem. That was 2-2 after 5. So we'll see what happens.
We will be back with the bottom of the 5th, but first we've got some DJ PDP tunes.
Aiden Stevens will leave it off for the South Panthers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The number 9 hitter in the lineup's only had 1 at bat so far in this game. After a pretty effective performance by 2 Pinkerton pitchers, Cole Yanako followed by Jacob Adrian. Now another new pitcher into the game for the Astros. They're going left-handed with Michael Chiaffi, number 9, into the game, talking to his catcher about the signs. So,
Gotta think, is that Yanako behind the plate? It's got the build, doesn't it? Not sure.
I'm not sure either. I mean, they had Elijah Sharp that's started the game there, and he looks the same to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Yanako
It's just
might
the
be
DH.
DHing.
Yeah. Yep.
So Aiden Stevens, if he can get on for the top of the order, that would be a great thing for South's chances to take the lead here in a 2-2 game. Strike called over the outside corner. Michael Chiaffi.
Tough when you got to be the first guy to face a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't seen him, he
May
hasn't
have
looked
no
at
idea
him.
what he
can't-
throws.
Yeah, can't time him the whole bit.
The 0-1. Low.
I'll tell you one thing, he works quick.
Yeah.
You don't need a pitch clock with him.
1-1 is the count.
Catch the ball, throw the ball.
Fielders like it. That bounces, though. They don't like walks. There have been, well, no walks in the game, I'll say it.
You just did it. this kid's going to be on first base in a heartbeat.
Hey, you know what? Facts are facts.
Yep, 3-1, John.
3-1.
Yeah, that's a fact right there. We'll have another one when he runs to first. Good job.
Bitter.
Good job.
didn't realize that much power. Swung on and missed.
Hey,
3
you're
and 2.
still alive. You're still alive.
Here I am rooting for the opposing team to throw a strike. Oh,
you're lucky.
Strung on and missed. I wasn't rooting for that, though. I mean, Aiden Stevens swings through it.
Yeah, and that's tough because that's the 5th strikeout from that, from 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
Bottom of the order has had trouble.
To the top we go, and the Panthers star of the game so far. Well, Isaiah Hedquist shares that honor with that 2-out, 2-run double, but Sawyer here saved 2 runs with his defensive play and scored a run. Single and a stolen base in this one. Looks at a ball in the dirt. The 1-0 pitch from the quick working Michael Cioffi misses outside. 2-0. Devin might be taking this pitch after what he saw the first batter. Yep.
So now your luck's
3-0.
Now your luck's running.
Oh yeah.
Now your luck's
I kind of
running
knew
out.
it would anyway in that first batter.
Oh yeah.
So. And the 3-0 pitch.
Right down Broadway.
Yep. Will Mike Cioffi be able to throw 3 strikes in a row to, yep, there's 2.
There's
Devin
2.
Sawyer, now another full count.
Another full count. How about that? Boy, Adrian just comes right back at you, doesn't he?
That's Michael Cioffi.
Oh, Cioffi, I'm sorry. That's right. New pitcher.
Ball 4.
Ooh.
Close.
Tried to frame it.
And certainly you could see Elijah Sharp, the catcher's body language. I think he might have said something to the umpire about where did that miss, but it is ball 4 and a 1-out base runner for the Panthers in a 2-2 game. Devin Sawyer with great speed. He's stolen a base already. Now he would have to do it off of a left-hander who he doesn't really know, I would imagine. Strike called on the inside corner.
I still try it. You put the pressure on this team.
Yeah.
Pinkerton, too many teams lay off against good teams, right? Put
yeah.
pressure on.
Make them throw you out.
Put pressure on them.
We'll see what happens. The 0-1 pitch on the way.
Yeah, he's not by
he's looking at him a couple
not
extra
by
times.
the edge of the grass.
Strike
Usually,
2.
if a guy's going to go, you see that pointed edge of the grass, the one closer to second base, right near the first base bag, right across from it. When the left foot or right foot is at that point, that's usually when they're ready to take off.
And the pitch to Tanaka goes to the backstop.
Doesn't have to worry about it now, does he?
Yeah. In scoring position is Devin Sawyer with great leadoff speed. Any kind of a ball single to the outfield, he probably will give the Panthers the 3-2 advantage. Tanaka waiting for the pitch and hits it high and deep to right. He got a big piece of that one, and it's going to hit the track. Big hit. Tanaka drives in the go-ahead run, and he's going to third. It's going to be a triple into Triples Alley. Another huge hit for the Panthers.
How about that? Put it right over there into the triple area. That's where, if I remember, Chris English, the former Nashua Pride owner, who now owns Vermont in the FCBL, designed that alley, John Collins. He designed it. And that's where Tanaka put it right there, right at that spot. Perfect placement. You hit it over there, you're going to get a triple out of it if you've got speed, and that's what he did.
Kosi Tanaka with a huge hit. Got laid into one, and it was over the right fielder's head instantly. Pretty good poke.
Yeah, right as soon as your voice, I couldn't see the ball leave the bat. You had an angle at it, and as soon as I heard your voice, the inflection in your voice, I said, oh, that's going to be something.
Yes, sir, and that's ripped to right. And the infield was drawn in. Dean Adams gives the Panthers a 2-run lead.
Boy, it looked like Marshall was going to snag that, didn't it?
It did.
And how about that? The Astros are down now 4-2. The Panthers swinging the bats against the bullpen.
Yeah. Yanako came out after 3, and South has turned it up a notch here on offense. Foul tipped into the mid.
Well, I mean, you've got a decrease in velocity.
Yes.
And Nashua South is taking advantage of that. That's basically what's going on here. You don't have the same velocity from Jaffe as you had for the first 2 pitchers. And what South is doing is they're taking the ball the other way against the left-hander.
Isaiah Hedquist has a 2-run double in this game.
I guarantee you he probably won't pull this. He'll probably take this the other way.
Let's see. You know what? He definitely has the body language on that swing to go the other way. But it's too bad because look at that left center field gap.
That's true. It's a huge gap, isn't it?
Yeah, the left field is kind of shading him toward the line.
I'll tell you what, if he goes inside on him, he will pull it.
If he throws something off speed maybe. He reaches out and spoils that one.
Yeah, he reached out to try to
protect the zone.
Yep. So good baseball here at Holden Stadium.
Yes, good baseball.
You know, it's
Hedquist noticeably choked up on the bat here, too.
2 strikes, that's what you want to do, right? You want to choke up with 2 strikes. You want to make contact.
Right. The 1-2 pitch on the way. And that's going to be outside by a smidge.
Yeah.
We all held our breath on that
one. Very close. A good pitch.
Yeah, it's 1 out, so that would not have ended the inning, but it would have ended the at-bat for Hedquist. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes as Dean Adams leads off of first. I want to give some credit to Dean Adams for running the bases well. Swung on and missed. Hedquist swings through it, so he strikes out, and it'll be up to Jake O'Connor. Adams scored on that 2-run double by Hedquist back in the 3rd inning from first base.
Well, they're off at the crack of the bat, right?
So we're 2 outs, right?
Right, they're off at the crack of the bat.
Yeah, but he did a good job picking them up and putting them down and getting there. First baseman sometimes not always known for their being fleet of foot. Dean's not a little guy, but when you stand next to Jackson Marshall over there at first base, huh? He made me look like a midget.
It's a riot.
So there's a backdoor curveball. Strike 2 quickly on Jake O'Connor.
Still a big gap in left center field.
Yes. There goes the runner, and it's foul straight back. And Dean had it stolen.
He did.
We were talking about his foot speed, and he comes true. He wanted that base. But you know what?
See, I'm surprised
O'Connor had a swing.
I'm surprised Pinkerton is not running on Shaw. That pitch takes a long time to get to home plate.
Yeah, I think Dean went first move there, too.
You know?
Which you can do. Like, if the lefty's looking at you and he thinks you're not a base runner, he's not going to throw over there.
Right, exactly. And there's 2 outs. There's no reason to stay at first base. You might as well try it.
Right. Jake carves one off to the screen.
Worst thing is you got a good hitter coming up to lead off the next inning.
This weather reminds me of Patriots Day at Fenway. I went to the game, but you know what? The only thing different, it's not raining.
I was almost right, right? I told
you almost right. He
said
said it was going to get rained out.
Oh, it was going to get rained out.
It was like 2 or 3 hours worth of delays in the game.
That's the worst. Rain delays are the worst. I'd rather have a rain out than a rain delay. Rain delays are the worst.
But I stayed.
I think an 11 a.m. game ended around, what,
watched
6
them lose
o'clock?
5-4.
Yeah.
Swung on and missed. They're going to have to throw him out at first. And so, almost into right field.
Yeah, it would have been into right field if you didn't have a 6'9" first baseman.
Yes. Good point. If you overthrow a 6'9" first baseman, we got some problems.
You got to throw pretty high.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. So now Campo gathers the troops to see how they respond in the 6th and the 7th. We'll see if Shaw is going to be your guy. I imagine he'll be your guy in the 6th. Will he be your guy in the 7th? That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, good question. We're getting into closer territory here as we go top 6 in a 2-run game. It's the Panthers on top, and there was a point in this game where I didn't think that they were going to be able to stop maybe Pinkerton from piling up the runs.
Well, I thought it was
Yanako
more.
looked
I
like
thought
a
it was
shutdown
more.
pitcher.
Yeah, I thought it was more the other way. I didn't think they were going to be able to match the pitching.
Yes,
and
match
especially the run offensively, not the pitching, but offensively able to get the runs.
Right, because through. Well, it was the first 2 1/3. Yanako had struck out 5 batters.
Yep.
And he only went through the order 1 time.
Right.
So he was looking really strong. And then when he came out, it was well, they got a couple runs off of him because of that mistake pitch, that curveball he threw at Hedquist.
Right.
It was such a big play.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's been a few learning moments from what you said to me when you stood down by the third base dugout there. A few learning moments in this game for the Astros that they'll be talking about, regardless of the outcome. That pitch Hedquist took, and maybe not taking so many check swings, etc.
They will be swinging the bats. I think that what Campo wants them to do is go into attack mode, and they haven't really been in attack mode in this game.
Matt Barbuto, the designated hitter, left fielder, for the left fielder up there. Roundhouse curve, misses. I want to say that I think the home plate umpire has called a good game.
Yeah, it's been well played games are usually
strike
called
on the inside
well,
corner
because there's less guessing on the umpire's part, right?
Yes. Certainly with Nick Shaw's pitches, the umpire has a chance to dissect it on the way to the plate, whether he thinks he's going to be in the zone or not. Big swing and a miss. Barbuto misses that one. 1-2. And a magical performance so far, I want to say, by Nick Shaw. Off the end of the bat, goes foul.
Well, I don't know if it's magical. He hasn't had a 1-2-3 anyway.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have a shutout.
They've put people on base. What he's done is get the big outs when he's needed it.
Right. Hammered at the shortstop, and it's a tough hop coming.
I saw that hop, and it just went right by him.
Yeah. It's not a turf field, and that wasn't a really predictable hop there.
The hop closest to the body told me that's not going to happen. But what you've got to do is you've got to get your body in front of it.
You do, yeah. I mean, that was so hard hit that you could actually knock that down and throw him out.
Yep.
The exception to the rule at shortstop there.
So let's see if the Astros try to run. I don't think you've got a ton of speed there at first base, but let's see if they try to run on Nick Shaw.
Yeah. Well, they're down 2, maybe. That one's ripped way foul.
Again,
I
think that if you sit back, you got to be in attack mode, and I think if you're Pinkerton, I think Campo trusts his offense, so maybe he doesn't think he needs to create that kind of a situation, but I don't know.
It's a tough hitter here for Shaw, as Sharp is 2 for 2.
Just missed.
Takes a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Elijah Sharp seems to see Nick Shaw's pitch as well. That pitch is outside, 3-1. Best case scenario here for Shaw would be a double play ball. Elijah Sharp has other ideas, trying to drive that run around, maybe get on base. Hits it high to left center, but it's going to hang up there for both of the outfielders. Good talking out there, good communication as Tanaka takes it. The center fielder called off O'Connor.
O'Connor stood there, dutifully and just let Tanaka take it. See, the fly balls like that don't have a lot on the off speeds, don't have that much velocity. They don't have much carry. They did early in the game.
Early in the game, yeah. Definite chill here at Holman. Modest lead over at first, and a big swing and a miss by Joshua Jones, who has grounded out to the first baseman unassisted and was out on a sacrifice. 1-3. Good play by Shaw. That's high.
Lead just isn't long enough at first base.
No, that's fear of the lefty right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
By Barbuto. Might have edged out a little more on this. Let's see if he goes on first move.
Not quite at that point.
They have not been aggressive on the bases, Tom. You called that earlier.
Get that right foot even with that sharp point off the grass that you see there, and see if that, if that's even out there. I think the guy's going. He's close, but not quite there.
Pitch up high.
Shaw's doing a good job of just basically focusing on the hitter, except now he's down 3-1 in the count.
Right.
With 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the 6th inning in a 4-2 game.
Pitch. Strike.
Got the high
3-2, yeah. Pinkerton due to have the top of the order up and a couple of batters really want to extend this inning. But a swing and a miss, throw to second for the strike him out, throw him out, but a stolen base by Barbudo.
I knew he was going to go on 3-2. You figured that was going to be it.
Right, so 2 outs, another strikeout for Nick Shaw. He's had 1 in each of the 2nd, 4th, and 5th innings. And 6th inning. So I got 4 on the game. What a performance by the soft throwing lefty. Getting it done to this point. 2 outs, man at second, and flailing at that one was Boucher, who has struck out 2 times up already.
I'm surprised they didn't pinch hit here.
Yeah. The 0-2. Foul tipped.
Just got a piece of it.
It's a good looking swing actually by Boucher right there. He's
timing.
just off timing. Yeah,
just the timing with Shaw. That's what Shaw wants you to do. He wants you to be off time. That's why Exeter was so successful against them last year.
Right.
They timed him because they practiced against that speed early the day before.
There you go. The 0-2 pitch. Cued off the end of the bat.
Be a tough play.
Tough play for Sawyer with a lot of spin. Gets rid of it, and did he hang on the base? Yes. What a play by Hedquist.
Yeah, Hedquist kept his foot on the bag and had to stretch way, way over. And Campo doesn't like the call. He wants to see if they can appeal it somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you what, his first base coach put up no.
You got 3 umpires working this game.
The first base coach, who would have had the best look at it for Pinkerton, did not have any objection whatsoever, looked
But
like.
Campo does.
Yeah.
But with 3 umps working the game, you got to figure it's either the home plate umpire or the first base umpire. But Campo's going to be, talking to the first base umpire. But why?
He's pointing.
He's pointing. Why do that? I mean, he's not going to change the call.
That was a confident out call by the first base umpire, too. He didn't ask for help. He seemed to be on the play.
Yeah, exactly.
And
no talk. Now, see, I did a softball game yesterday where there was a play in the infield, and they called time, and the umpires talked about it and still stuck with the same call. Didn't overrule it. But
it would have been the base umpire on the other side of the field.
It's too far. I mean, he couldn't make that call. It's too far. It has to be the home plate umpire.
Yeah, the only person. And the home plate umpire had not a good angle.
No, not a good angle at all. So it's got to be the first base umpire. Campo goes over, makes his point, and points. I'm surprised he wasn't tossed when he pointed like that.
Yeah, I don't know what he said.
I mean, he was pointing at the umpire, not at a spot on the field.
That's what it looked like to me, too.
Yeah, it looked that way. So, and we got another new pitcher for the Astros.
Yes, we do. Number 1 on the roster is Leo Boucher, right-hander, and he will get top of the bottom of the 6th duty, which, if things go according to plan for the Panthers, will be their last time up as they seek insurance runs here, leading 4-2 in a 7-inning contest. Looks like Boucher's got a wrinkle, maybe a slider that he features. And he will be facing in the South lineup.
I think the one key we're looking at is the top of the 7th, right?
Yeah.
Top of the 7th, and what we've got coming up, it's going to be the top of the order for Pinkerton, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be an interesting inning.
O'Connor, Rich, and Ward
coming up
for the Panthers.
South could well use another run or 2 here, because the artillery is coming up, John Collins, to end this game in the top, or to try to rally for Pinkerton in the top of the 7th. So South can use another run or 2 to give whoever comes in, whether if it's Shaw or you've got a reliever warming up in the pen down in right field.
Oh, it's the catcher. Caleb Rich is leading off for the Panthers here in the bottom of the 6th. Caleb 0 for 2. Grounded out to short his last time up. To be followed by Hunter Ward. And Nick Shaw. Ground ball. Ooh. Oh, a vicious hop. That's a base hit. First pitch swinging Rich is aboard. It was uncatchable there for the diving Joshua Jones.
That infield's hard.
Yeah.
Very hard because, there hasn't been a ton of rain.
That's
so.
why that was such a remarkable play by Devin Sawyer earlier in the game. You can't always trust the early season dirt infields.
No.
He was able to find a way. Save 2 runs on that 2-out play in shallow right. So 1 pitch, 1 hit, and 1 on, and a first pitch swing also by Hunter Ward.
Yeah, the Panthers are swinging the bats, aren't they?
Yes.
Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 6th to try to get some insurance runs, up 4-2. On a chilly, cloudy day here at home.
Peeking over his shoulder. Leo Boucher. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Hunter Ward. Strike.
Got him. Yep. Nice pitch.
Maybe
got it right in there.
Sweeper or something.
Yeah.
0-2.
Kind of froze Ward, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it would have jammed him if he tried to swing, though. We may have a guy going here. Foot is even with that point.
Excellent lead over there for
Foot
Caleb
is even
Rich.
with that point. There he
He's
goes.
going.
Yep.
And it's
Fouled
fouled off.
off.
He'll have to go back.
Yep.
Reload. You don't see pitch outs too much, high school level. But Tom saw that one coming.
Let's see where the foot is. Foot's out there again, but I don't think he's going to go
He'd be in good
this
shape
time.
to go 2 pitches in a row. I think he's going.
Let's see.
Oh, he was.
He was.
And he's out.
Yeah,
oh,
they got him.
Oh, did he drop
Drop
it?
the ball.
What are they going to do? Are they going to change the call? He's going to ask. I think he lost sight of the glove of Yanako after he made the out call, so he's going to ask the home plate umpire, do you think he dropped it immediately on
Lost
the tag,
sight
or
of
was
glove
it
of,
on the transfer? You know, he's going to throw the ball around the infield.
Yeah, well, they're all going to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Safe. Oh, they changed the call.
Yeah, they changed the call because he dropped it. Marshall could not hold on to it. Campo is now going to come over and argue that side of it.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he was on the transfer. He's going to throw it in the infield. And
That could
he's
be.
He's pointing again.
That could be. He doesn't like that umpire very much, does he?
No, he's pointing. Wow. The Nashua fans are giving it to the Pinkerton coach. Yeah. There is a sparse but vocal crowd here at Holman Stadium.
But you're right. He was going. That foot was way beyond that point.
That was
he
a
was
good
definitely
move.
going. It's at there again, but he's not moving.
And that's a pop up to the first baseman. Marshall's going to get there.
He's got to make that play. Can't let that drop in.
Yes, and so they do get the out on the pop up.
But you're right. The ball dropped.
Yeah.
So, that's one where we need to see the replay, right?
Yeah, you do.
You need to see if he was just transferring the ball.
Yeah.
So.
And now at the plate is Nick Shaw. And that's a close play, and he's back. That's because he's got an aggressive lead over there, so good for him. But you got to be alert to the move, and it was a good move by Leo Boucher on the pickoff. There he goes. In the dirt, no chance to throw him out, and sliding in safely.
Yep.
Is Caleb Rich. I tell you what, for a catcher, I was making light of his speed because he got thrown out on the chest ball to the shortstop.
Yep.
But
at that time,
but he is looking like
he was going to go. Yeah,
he's got that
catcher who can run.
Drop step on the steal, and
he looks like a professional base runner, doesn't he? Let's see what happens at second base now. Right?
I'll be really impressed if Caleb Rich steals third in this situation.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know.
No, I don't think they're going to try. I don't think he's in scoring
They're
position.
certainly paying a lot of attention
Well,
to him.
here's the thing, John. He's in scoring. He's in scoring
He is,
position, and if he gets thrown out at third base, and then you end up losing the game by a run, then Jim Guy will kick himself.
They're playing with house money right now, up by 2.
With that order coming up for Pinkerton,
Oh, yeah.
don't want to. You want to get a clean insurance run here if you can, because Rich is going to score from second. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Right. Up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nick Shaw. Nick, one of those rare guys that throws left bats right, like Ricky Henderson. Checking the runner. Boucher comes to the plate. Up and in again. He misses.
Boucher is trying to get up and up and up and in. He's missed twice in the same spot. Down on the count now 3-1. Shaw can kind of wait and see what his pitch is going to be here. It's high school baseball, so you're not necessarily going to get a groove pitch on 3-1.
Right. Up and away, and it's a walk on 5 pitches. Nick Shaw takes his base. First and second now with 1 out, and the batter, the 9-hitter, Aiden Stevens. Pair of Ks. Chance to make amends here against the Pinkerton reliever. Pinch runner Shaw will come off the field. He may be done for the game, Tom. And if so, what a game by Nick Shaw.
Well, if he is, I don't know. I mean, they don't have anyone throwing in the pen right now. So
they did have somebody throwing?
They had somebody earlier.
Oh, there's somebody throwing out of your view, Tom, in the dirt over off the concourse behind the concession building. He looks like a pitcher too.
They would be throwing it off the mound of the ball.
Yeah, interesting. Why is he not? Number 20? That's 20. 20. And in the roster, that would be Grant McCobrey.
Oh, yeah. Yep. McCobrey, yep.
He might be.
I don't know if he'd be coming in or not. I see him, but he's not.
Strange.
If he's not throwing off the mound of the bullpen, I don't think he's coming in. He wasn't the pitcher who was warming up earlier. The number wasn't 20. That was out there.
It was 7.
Yeah, it was 7. Yeah. Was Adams? Not sure. Might have been Adams.
Oh, Adams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Long delay here. What's going on here? Oh, a change with the
pinch runner. With the pinch runner.
Pinch runner. Okay. They're asking about that. What number is on the pinch runner? 10. Chase O'Brien on base. Chase on base. And at second base, of course, is Caleb Rich, your catcher base stealer. First and second, 1 out. Big spot here for Aiden Stevens. Can give the Panthers an even bigger cushion going into the final frame as he bats in the bottom of the 6th against the reliever, Leo Boucher of Pinkerton. We are live on a Saturday, April 22nd of 2023 here on Nashua TV. Boucher checks the runner. And the pitch. Like a slider over the middle for a strike. 0-1. Maybe a cut fastball. It definitely had some movement to it. Devin Sawyer on deck. 2 for 3, top of the order for South. That's off the back.
Yeah, got him.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, he has
for
had
Aiden
trouble.
Stevens.
He has had trouble inside. Hasn't been able to throw the inside pitch for strikes. 2 pitches are up and in. Last at bat, and that one just had nowhere else to go except to plunk the hitter.
So Boucher walks and hits the 8 and 9 batters in the order, and to the top of the order, Devin Sawyer with the bases full.
And Sawyer has reached base twice. He has singled, walked, scored a run.
The pitch is up and away.
Yeah, he's up.
Yeah.
He's been up the whole time.
And
his fastball command is 0. He has not commanded the fastball, and that's the problem. His slider's good. He cannot command the fastball.
probably go to the slider here on the 1-0 pitch. No, fastball of the inside
that
edge.
time he was able to do it, but that's one of the rare fastballs he's thrown for a strike.
Right, and it looked like Sawyer was taking that all the way. So he'll
until
he
proves he can throw a strike. That's what you do.
Right, playing for the double play in the middle, and the corners are in for the Astros. High to center. This will get a run home. Back to get it, the center fielder Jacob Albert. And it is an insurance run for the Panthers, overthrowing the third baseman.
Yep.
He'll get up and run home, and nobody's going to get there. It is another run for the Panthers on the error. Might have been the, was it the second baseman took the relay? Or the shortstop? But in any case,
I think it was the shortstop. The second baseman's way over by the first
yeah,
base.
right.
Yep.
He's over there. So error on the shortstop Horn. Plates another run, 2 runs on that sac fly by Devin Sawyer, who has had a great game here at Holman today. A defensive play in the infield that saved 2 runs, scored 1, and plates a couple there. Good play by Jackson Marshall, but maybe too little too late defensively for the Astros as they give up 2 and a trail by 4 entering the bottom of the 7th. So if you're Pinkerton, things have not gone the way you might have hoped or expected.
No, they have not.
Since
now
the 3rd inning.
Let us see if Shaw re-enters as the pitcher.
You want to swing over and get the Pinkerton huddle, Tim? There's some.
He's not coming out yet.
There's some emphasis going on.
Yep, Shaw's coming back out. Shaw's going back out.
Shaw's coming back out.
Yep.
So he was not done after the pitch.
Why
run.
not?
Oh, Dean Adams is.
He's kept him in check for 3 innings.
Dean Adams is out there, Tom.
Oh, 7. Oh, you're right. It looked like Shaw went first.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Adams. Yep. Sorry. So there we go.
Yep. Unless Shaw went on a bulk diet in the between innings. The powerfully built Dean Adams is on for the close. It's not a save. It's 4 runs, as they say. But
true.
In this situation, I'll give him a save.
In this situation against that offense.
In that offense, top of the order, yeah.
Well, let's put it this way.
Defending state
he puts
champs.
a runner on, it is, right?
Oh, yeah. It's nervous time if he puts a runner on.
Sure
even
is.
1 or 2, you know. Even trailing by 4. Steve Campo, frustration over there in that huddle.
The Concord Crimson Tide have arrived. They play in the 4 o'clock game against Londonderry. And And then there is the 7 o'clock game. The Cardinals of Bishop Girton, who are 4-0 on the year, against Dover.
Dover beat up on North, I saw earlier in the season, 11-1, I think it was.
Yeah, they did.
Bishop Girton off to a great start, though, undefeated.
Undefeated, but you know what? It's early in the season, so a lot of teams can go 4-0 and then end up 4-8. You know? I mean,
but
Girton's got a good team.
Of the world.
They've got a good team. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They've got some baseball players on that team. I mean, I saw Sam Franco throw a no-hitter.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they've got the pitching depth.
You think he's pitching this one, or is
no? He pitched Wednesday.
Rest?
I don't think, he pitched once a week usually.
Right,
as a starter in high school, but he might be coming in relief. But
an inning, yeah.
So Adams on to close it out. Let's see.
He's got to earn it, though.
Let's see what the change in velocity does. Right?
Okay. Oh, he goes to the off speed immediately.
Off-speed,
He knows that Horn's been swinging first pitch against everybody. And starts him off with a curve outside. The 1-0 pitch on the inside corner. Horn didn't like the calls. He bent back out of the way of it, but it's 1-1. South with a 4-run lead here in the 7th. 6-2. Curveball finds the upper outer, and it's 1-2. Horn was looking for a fastball down Broadway. He hasn't gotten it yet. And he's behind in the count. Dean Adams working quickly.
Ooh,
he hung on to that one too long.
Well, you saw his hand. His hand moved too quickly, you know?
Yeah, release wasn't there.
Release wasn't there at all. He had too much movement with his wrist. And too late.
I think it's pretty clear he doesn't want to go full. It's going to be a fastball down the middle.
It was.
And it's high, though, and the check swing, and he went. And here comes the coach out of the dugout. It's the first base umpire. I don't know. He didn't say anything. That he went, so he couldn't hold up. That was a good fastball by Adams. He missed high, but too tough to lay off.
This is after a team starts the season 0-3 or 0-4, 0-3. This will be a signature win for South if they can pull it off.
Sure it is, featuring a couple of big hits in this game.
You're down 2-0 to the defending state champs who have all the talent in the world and everything else. You're thinking, okay, it's going to be a uphill climb.
Oh, and 2 couple breaking balls for Adams. Gets ahead of Cole Yanako.
Yep. Got to be careful with the 0-2.
Throws the same pitch 3 times in a row. Yep.
Barely got a piece of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a pitch like that with movement, it's okay. If you hang it, it's not.
Let's see if he goes back to it again. Fastball.
Yeah.
Straight back, and Yanako was ready for it, top of the zone.
Yeah, he probably figured he was going to get a fastball after 3 straight breaking balls.
Not a waste pitch there from Adams. He went right after him.
It's not getting any warmer, John Collins.
No. That wind isn't helping either.
No, that's just it. It's the east wind.
But it's been a fairly well defensively played game considering the conditions. And as Tom said, it would be a huge win for the Panthers. And they're 1 out away.
1 out away from it. Yep.
2 strikeouts against the top 2 batters in the order for Dean Adams.
How about that, huh?
Oh, just a really feel-good win here for the Panthers. And you think about the big hits by Isaiah Hedquist, and if they can do it, and also Kosi Tanaka with that huge triple.
Will we see the big guy one more at bat?
Question is up to Jacob Albert, who's batting third here.
2 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, Jackson Marshall is on deck, 2 for 3. I kind of want to see it, but it's 1 out that.
I want to go home.
Panthers want to. Yeah, you want to go home. Get out of here.
That's what I want to do.
And that almost hit him, but it goes to the backstop, and it's a 2-0 count. Jacob Albert. Jacob Albert probably knows it too. It'd be a good spot for a walk for him. That's a generous strike call.
That is a generous strike call. That's a pitch where you figure, well, you know what?
Had a little tail on it too, I think, with that velocity. The 2-1 up high, 3-1. Albert could be taking all the way here. See what Dean throws. With 2 outs, 4-run lead, a 3-1 pitch here. Panthers 1 out away from victory.
Pitch.
Strike 2.
Nice pitch. You saw the wrist movement that time. It wasn't. It was at the right time in his delivery, and
Albert was taking.
Yeah, it was. But that's a good pitch.
Now he's got to protect the zone. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Hammered to center, and it's going to be caught for the game-ending out, leaving Marshall on deck, and a huge, impressive win for the Nashua High South Panthers here in early April.
All right, John Collins, we will see you down the road.
Yes, sir, Tom King. Nice job. 6-2 win for South over Pinkerton in a game that South trailed 2-0 early. 6 unanswered runs, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 2 more insurance runs in the 6th inning. Terrific games by all of the Panther players, especially Devin Sawyer, Kosi Tanaka. Also, don't want to forget Isaiah Hedquist with the big 2-run double to tie it earlier on. For my cameraman, Tim O'Neill, our executive producer, Pete Johnson, and my partner, Tom King, I'm John Collins. Thanking you for watching. Good evening from Holman Stadium, everybody.